Hi guys, welcome back. The machine I'm going to do together with you would be Uninvited on the Vulnhub. The link will be added into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine. This machine is not very easy. Actually, I was stuck at some points. However, in this video, I'd like to introduce a new technique of the WordPress exploitation, or to be more specifically, how to upload web shell onto the WordPress application. So there will be a lot to take. Before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. You're greatly appreciated. So without further ado, let's just get started. We can switch over to Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. As you can see over here, the IP address of the target could be identified as 193. This one belongs to another machine. Later, we will use this machine, okay? So what are we going to do next? We need to do the port and surface scanning with a map. To save time, I've already completed before. So for now, we just get out its result. So as you can see over here, I used the options like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option of all is on to output the result into this file. So from the map scanning, we can tell that the target has 1, 2, 3 open port number. The first one is 80, which is running HTTP service, and also the version information, Apache 2. And the next one is 7894, which is running SSH service. So this model number is very unusual for the SSH service. So it's very important to use this option, the -p- to do the full range port scan. Otherwise, we cannot recognize this port number. And also the version information. Of course, this version is not, although it's not a very new one, we cannot find any workable vulnerability or exploit for this particular version. The last one is 60,000, which is running HTTP service, and also the version information Apache 2. So also we can tell that this target has or contains or has the robots file ready or available, accessible, which contains one disallowed entry. So from the entry itself, we can tell that the target is running, this port number is running WordPress, and also the version information. So, of course, maybe I need to pause the video. So what are we going to do next? We need to do the enumeration with HTTP service. We can start from the 80 port number, and we can fire up our browser to do the manual enumeration first. Port IP address, press enter. We can get this page back. And there's some links like about us, services, news. And if we go back to home and scroll down, this is a very beautiful website. And also we can check its source code by right-clicking the mouse. And you can scroll down, you can get one comment. We can copy this comment and decode it by command line, echo. And we can tunnel to base64 command to decode. So yeah, I know it happens. I guess you might want to add this to your host. Of course, I think this should be hint left by the machine. So we just follow the hint or instruction of the machine. So we can echo, and I'd like to autocomplete this command. Also, you can use like Nano or Vim editor to do that. And for now, I just press enter. And because now we have already appended this host to host file, and we need to check whether the host name or domain name is running different application. So we can open up another tab, field false. Okay. However, we got the same application or same content. So it doesn't matter whichever we use. For example, we can use IP address or domain name afterwards. Okay. So now I'd like to go back. So how to do? Next, we need to check whether this site has robots file. Press enter. So not found. Next, we can use Nicto to do the automatic immersion. And Nicto discovered some directories like CSS, image. Such directories normally are not very useful for the repository of some static file like CSS file or images. Okay, to save time, I will not take a look at those directories. So next we can use GoBuster to do the directory enumeration. Press enter. Although GoBuster can discover some pages, and all of them is HTML page, and also of course like index, blog, some hyperlinks of this page, which cannot give us anything important. Okay, so however, GoBuster found the source directory. We can access this directory to see what it's about, and there's some files, but I think all of them are some sorts of the sticky file, like a bootstrap, like a CSS, jQuery. We cannot get anything important from those files. Okay, so now I'd like to pause or interrupt this GoBuster to save time. So I think it's time to enumerate the second web application, which is running on the port number 60,000. Okay, and we can do it or enumerate it both manually and automatically. Let's launch our browser again, and we can put the IP address of the target into the address bar, and please specify the port number. Press enter. As it's loading, and we can scroll down. Hello world, hello friend, and if we check its source code, so I think from the source code we can again confirm our earlier discovery. This port number is running WordPress. So what we are going to do next, I think we need to make specific enumeration with I mean the WordPress specific enumeration. Okay, so let's launch this utility. Press enter. In the meantime, we please do not forget to make some more enumeration. For example, we can use Nicto to do the enumeration, automatic enumeration. It's done and has identified users, and we can copy this user name and paste on our notebook. Next, I think we can launch attack or brute forcing attack on this user to try to retrieve the password of this user. Okay, so we can use the U and we can copy the username. Of course, before we do that, this website is very rich in content, right? A lot of content. So for me, we think we need to, we need to generate our own or custom word list, and then we can use this custom word list to crack the password. Okay, and the utility I'd like to use is Q, and maybe we can the depths, 3 layers, and we can specify the IP address or URL, and to like passwords dictionary. How many? So 331. And also we need to generate the word list from this part number 60,000. Okay, so we can specify the part number and the second one. How many words? So about 70 words, and we can combine these two word list and passwords. How many? Okay, so now we have already integrate these two word list. Then we can use the WP scan to crack the password with this word list, right? And we can copy the username from here, and then we can use this word list. So this should be 1. Press enter. So in the meantime, we can go back to this one. Nicto has discovered backdoor. Interesting, backdoor. Why the name is backdoor? We can take a look at. Actually, this is the administrator's login page or the panel. So I think the developer or the author purposefully modified the directory. Normally the directory or the administrator panel page should be like this one. Okay. So nothing found. So now we go back. However, no valid passwords. So next we can, maybe we can use the locq word list. Locq word list. Press enter. Of course, I think this mission, the first weird thing for me is this. I cannot crack the password, whatever password dictionary I used. For example, like the custom word list or locq word list. Actually, the password lies in the page, in the web page. Okay. And the Q command failed to identify or discover this password word. Okay, so now we can go back to the first, this one. And we can click continue. And here some links, as you can see over here. And if you scroll down, learn more, scroll down. As you can see over here, there is one very interesting link, hyperlink. And if you check its source code, also you can get this link. And this is the password we are trying to find. And I cannot figure out why I cannot use Q to to generate word list, and this word list failed to include this word. Okay, so anyway, we can use this one, copy and paste in here. Now we can log in to the administrators panel. So we can paste in here, and the username, login. Don't save. Okay, administrator email verification. I think this means our direction is right, and we can remind me later, which doesn't matter at all. It's loading. It's taking a while. So now, next, I think I'd like to introduce another technique. I haven't mentioned before. Maybe to save time, I'd like to, when we have the administrator access to WordPress. So how to do? Of course, the objective here is to upload the web shell, and there will be several ways. The first way, we can go to the theme editor and replace 404 PHP template by our own reverse shell PHP file. Okay, and then we can visit this file to get the initial shell. And if this doesn't work, we can launch Metasploit. The Metasploit has WordPress, admin module. Later, I will demonstrate this technique. And if this both of them cannot work, and then we can, for example, we can utilize some vulnerable plugin to upload. Okay. So there will be different ways to upload the web shell to the WordPress application. Okay, so now we go back. I think now it's loaded, as you can see over here. So now we can try the first means to upload our web shell. We can go to the theme editor and go to the 404 template. And we can remove entire code. And I've already got the PHP reverse shell file ready, which you can get from the Pentest Monkey website. So now we can cut out its code, and we can copy the code completely. And then we can paste in here, and now we can scroll to the bottom and hit update file. Of course, for me, this is the easiest way to upload the web shell to the WordPress application. However, we got error back, unable to communicate back with the site to check for fatal errors. So it means that the first way cannot work in this case. So now we can try the second one. We can launch our Metasploit console. If you're familiar with my, my style in the pen testing, I've already made many videos in this field. I try to introduce as many, the techniques as many as possible, and we can search because I cannot remember the exact module name, and I can only remember the part, this one. So now we can use this module to get the shell or even Metasploit session, and we can show options. We can set localhost to our Kali Linux and also local port number. For me, I always use the 5555, and also we can set a remote host to the target, and maybe we can specify the IP address, set a remote port number to 60,000, and set the username. We can copy the username from notebook, and we can set the password. Copy. Okay, and also we can, if you want, you can set verbose true to display verbose information for this process. And now we can run it. However, exploit aborted due to failure. Very interesting. And so maybe we can set the target UI to backdoor. Okay, because this page is for the administrators login. And now we can run it again. The target doesn't appear to be using WordPress. So if you want to show advanced option, we can set this directory for the WordPress to this one, content, and we can run it again to see whether we can, make it work or get the initial shell on the target. However, the target, we still get the same error. So maybe this way cannot work. And the next, I'd like to also, I think we cannot find the vulnerable plugins. So how can we do to upload the web shell? Okay, as you can notice here, the different themes, and now we have already tried the current theme, and however, we failed to get or upload the web shell. Okay, and we can try another one, and we can select 404. And we can take the same way. We can copy the code incompletely. All right, copy, selection, and paste in here. Update the file. So now file edit successfully. It means that the file has been uploaded successfully. And the next we need to locate this file 404. Very important to notice here, the theme is 2020, and maybe I can set up the listener on the Kali Linux first, and now we can go to the the home page, and you can, yeah, I've already showcased this technique. We can copy this URL. So where, yeah, here, sim. So we can copy, and then we can make some modification, right? So in this case, and the sim is not narrow space. We need to change to 2020, 2020, and then the file name is 404. Okay, now we can copy, and the next we can access this file. It looks like it's working fine. As you can see, we can get the shell originated from the target, and then we can spawn interactive shell. Python 2 is not there. Python, how about Python 3? Python 3 is there. We can import pty spawn. Yeah, it's much better. So from the host name, maybe we can know that we can tell that this is the container. We are within the container, and we can make some local immersion. Go to, maybe I can, we can display the address. So the address is this one. So again, this confirm our guess. This, although we have already got a shell, however, we are trapped in the container. And the next we need to escape from the container to get the control over the host, over the target. Okay, so now we can, so how to do? We can go to the home directory to make some local immersion demo docker. And here, of course, at this moment, we do not have a permission to cut out the user. Permission denied. And here, the bash history. Also, we do not have permission. And how about just another day? Oh, this is the file. Cat just another day. So permission denied. So how about local? Yeah, we can. And we got the note. I think this is encoded. We can copy, and we can use the command line to decode base 64 and encode it. We need to copy, echo, and decode. So I think this should be some sort of URL, and this should be the IP address of the target, and followed by the file name. And this is the executable of the Windows. So this is the reason I have already started up the Windows virtual machine, because to analyze this, we need to use Windows to download and execute. And we can copy, and we can go to the Windows machine, and you can, we can, you can open up the browser and put the IP address of the target and the file name. We can copy. Of course, I have already downloaded this F Society to the Kali Linux, and you can run it. You can, of course, not as an administrator. And we can hit yes, and the username. And the username is the same as the WordPress, so Elliot. And the password, do you notice here the page here? And maybe I can, this one. So maybe I can copy. Copy from here. These words. Pasting here. No. So the link, I need to find the link, and this link contains the password, what we want, okay? So maybe I can inspect. Here, and we can open up. We can copy, 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 pasting here. And actually the password for the F Society application is Mr. Robert, okay? To be honest, I cannot find it by myself cannot find it, okay? Anyway, we can go to the Windows machine and Mr. Robert. So give us some hints. So do you know Python reverse shell client server socket program? And if the IP address is this one, of course, yeah, it's this one. You can go back to the text shell. We can run it. The IP address is this one. So it means that we need to set up the listener on this container, and maybe we can get some collection, okay? And to go to the temp, and we need to check whether the netcat is there or not. It's not. So next we need to upload the netcat binary to the target. And of course, originally, or when I did the machine the first time, I tried to use this one, the Bing netcat. And this one has some problem. If you upload this binary to the target, you will get some error. And instead, you can go to the GitHub. Yeah, this one. You can download this netcat binary. I think this will be better. Okay, I've already downloaded from the GitHub. And so for now, we can upload this netcat binary to the target. To do that, we can set up the web server on the Kali Linux, and we can use wget netcat, and we need to make it executable. Then we can run it, because the F Society, application has already told us if the IP address of the container is .2, then we can use port number 9999, okay? And we can do it. Press enter. As you can see, it's listening. Immediately we got the collection and a docsec, and we can list, and we can get the flag. And so far we have already got the 2 flags, and we can list all, and we can go to the SSH directory. However, if you want to navigate into the SSH directory, the listener will be broken. So I don't know why or what caused this issue. Again, no problem. We can run the listener. again, because next we want to SSH, we want to see whether we can retrieve the private key. Then if we can, then we can use the private key to connect to the target. The SSH is much more stable, right? And has more functions, not like this one. So we can cut the SSH, the private key, we can get, no problem, and we can copy. And then we can open up another tab. And we can paste in here, no problem. And in order to use it, we need to change its permission. And now we can log in with SSH. So Docker, so the username is Docker sec, right? Docker sec. And of course, the port number is very unusual one. I cannot remember it, so we can cut out the map again. So this one, and press enter. So permission denied. Interesting. Why? Permission denied. Interesting. Docker sec. Oh, sorry. I misspelled the username. Not Docker, doc. Okay. We have already logged in to the target, and the next. Of course, now I think we have already been within the host machine. Now we can, rather than container, and the next we need to do some local immersion to elevate our privilege, sudo. So of course, next we can run sudo. We do not have a password for this user. So maybe it would be wiser we can upload the automatic script nympears, right? And I've already got this script or file ready. Now we can upload. Nympears. Okay, and we need to make it executable, and then we can run it. In most cases, if we try to elevate privilege, we need to take advantage of this script to do the automatic immersion, because it can immerse out the target machine from various aspects. For example, like SUID, binary information, sensitive file, a lot of information. And it's done, and then we can scroll up to see whether we can find the interesting vectors which can help us to, okay, we have already found, interesting writable file owned by me or writable by everyone. We can check it, the password file. So everyone has write permission. So I think the privilege escalation would be very straightforward and very easy. And let me show you in action. And we can cut out this file. And to get the first line, the root. And we want to create a new user. For example, the username, whatever username you are comfortable with. For me, I can use JSON. And next, we need to create the password. And we can use open SSL password command. Next, we can copy this encrypted hash value, and we can replace this X by hash value or encrypted password. So next we can copy this line, and then we can echo to append to the password file, and no error. And then now we can switch to the user this created or new user, and this user has root privilege. Okay, now, and then we can retrieve the root flag without any issue. So that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.